Hello, welcome to another episode of In Gear, and today you can see me wearing the Spidi Originals Enduro. Now, if you guys are looking for something a bit more fashionable, something that's for someone with an eye for style, and you're into, say, riding cruisers, vintage theme bikes, cafe racers, stuff like that, this might be a summer riding jacket that you'll be into. Let's get into this episode of In Gear. So let's get this thing off me and up onto our handy dandy little hanger so you guys can have a good look at this thing. The Spidi Originals Enduro jacket comes in at a cool $259 with sizing from small to 3XL. And it really fits the description that I talked about. A very simple, light, kind of fun jacket with some old school vibes, but more modern technology. Okay, so first things first, the Spidi Originals Enduro is constructed out of a, as Spidi calls it, high-tenacity polyester textile fabric. And because of that, it also carries a Class A certification, which means it's been slide tested to 28 miles an hour. Now, that is a little bit lower than I would normally want out of a jacket, but let's give this some context. What are you gonna be doing in this thing? You're gonna be riding some cruisers, maybe some classic bikes, vintage bikes, you know, stuff that you're not necessarily gonna be going super fast on. Really think about urban riding. And when I say urban riding, I literally mean urban riding. That said, have I worn it on sportier cafe bikes and things like that? Yeah, for sure, but I'm also kind of a dumbass, so there's that. If you guys want more protection, look towards the leather end. If you want more breathability, Textile is your buddy, in particular the Enduro, which is really what this jacket is about. It's about getting into that hotter weather, spring, summer, you know, the better end of fall sort of climates. The advantage of something like the Spidi Originals Enduro is the fact that it's just highly breathable. Might not look it because of this sort of patinaed appearance that it has, but it's kind of like wearing a mesh jacket. It has a ton of airflow. That said, you can control temps pretty good on this thing. I've often worn it in, you know, slightly colder weather, just put on a base layer, and I'm pretty much dialed in. Now, we do have lots of storage here. We have these 4 pockets right up in here. Spidi also says that this thing is about 50% waterproof, which is a way of saying that it's not waterproof. And that's okay. If you're really gonna be faced with some heavy duty weather, just plan for it, bring a rain slicker. I've used it numerous times. That said, because of the fact that it is this textile polyester fabric, it dries out super quickly. So if you are caught out in a quick splash, or you're just riding, might be drizzling or super foggy or something like that, the moment you actually hang it up to dry, it dries out pretty quick, and on par with some, you know, maybe sportswear type stuff. Okay, so let's start at the top. What do we got going on here? Creature comfort wise, we have this sort of corduroy material right here on the neck. It is luxurious, we'll say, comfortable even. Really, it's just one of those nice little features that we like to see on jackets because it just, you know, doesn't rash up your skin like some cheaper jackets might do if they were just allowing that textile fabric to just rub up against it. It's a nice little feature. Always look for that in the jackets you're getting. Still, I often wear a neck buff, as I've mentioned in other videos, just to protect your neck, Wu-Tang, because of, you know, rocks and things like that. You got a heavy duty zipper right here with a whole lot of buttons as well. You also have an interior little stash pocket right here for your wallet, keys, and phone, or weed. It's a very simple jacket. I mean, this thing is ultra lightweight. With that in mind, we do have some level 1 armor inside of it, and I would like to see some sturdier armor, but that said, you can upgrade that on your own. We also have this non-removable mesh liner right here. Spidi says that that helps with sweat wicking properties and things of that nature. Moving to the armor, like I said, you can upgrade that. There are a couple of adjustment points on the exterior at the waist, at the arms, just to get that fit a little bit more dialed in for you. But realistically, this is a garment that you can just take at face value. It's a straight up fashionable jacket that'll get the job done for some, you know, more sensible riding. And that's really what I like about it. It's just a very simple jacket. I've had it for a number of years now, and Spidi actually keeps things in their line for quite a while, especially if it does okay. But part of that Originals thing is the fact that they're using the original Spidi logo, which is this cute little kitty with a helmet. It's just very old school and has that speed shop vibe, which I really dig. So that's why I think it's very approachable for some of those more vintage themed motorcycles that we test. Up on the wrist section, you do have some little Velcro enclosures, and then of course your zippers. Now I mentioned that's CE rated level 1 armor. You guys probably should upgrade that. You can get some D3O stuff, whatever you want aftermarket. You can get it on the cheap too, not a big deal. Does not come with that back protector. As we mentioned in most jacket reviews, I would always like to see a back protector involved because I want things for free, and you should too. But the back protector is an accessory thing. The downside with Spidi is that they use a Velcro mounting system instead of a little pouch. So if you have back protectors from other jackets, you may or may not be able to use them. But that said, at 250 odd bucks, what do you get? Well, you get a pretty cool looking little jacket, and it gets the job done, especially when you're just cruising around town and, you know, riding some stuff that you might not be trying to drag elbow on. That, and I gotta be honest, I really like this brown color. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Anyway, if you guys have any questions about the Spidi Originals Enduro, go ahead and drop them down below. But that's it for this episode of In Gear. So we are gonna get out of here. Take care.